What's up?
What's up, truckies?
Today's really kind of informal because, again, no tripod, so I have to like bounce it back and forth. Otherwise, I'm leaning way over here to get Aaron in the shot. But the Guardian Clash of the Galaxy, the dev blog was put out. It's also coupled with the Dauntless specs, and that's what it looks like, Aaron. Aaron's never seen it. I brought this up at the gym today. There's a picture of it.
It looks very, well, modern Galaxy.
It's got all its wonderful stats on it. The availability C-store, because it's the silly one that comes from the pack. And so it's like, I'm wondering where these like free ships are coming from or whatnot. They will. They're trying to drum up probably a little bit of money beforehand.
True.
But anyways, obviously minimum rank Vice Admiral, shield modifier 1100 crew.
That's low.
For a cruiser?
Yeah.
What do you know that has over that?
Doesn't the Galaxy have like 2,000? No?
No, even Enterprise D had 1,014 people, not counting data. Remember, he said that a couple times.
Okay, I was thinking wrong. Okay, so that's big. Good.
I mean, I know like the Kitty Crate has 2,000, and the Vakuv carrier has like 2,000, but
when's the Vakuv?
oh, I can't really describe. It's a Klingon one that's kind of fat.
That's what I need.
So 4 in the front, 4 in the back, 4 devices. It's a cruiser.
Shock. Ah, amazing.
Yeah. Base turn rate 6.5. It's a cruiser. The console modifications: 4 engineering, 3 tactical, 3 science. Pretty balanced. So the bridge officer station, starting at maximum. Commander engineering. 4 engineering slots. Yay. Lieutenant Commander science. Good healing abilities, but allows for gravity well.
Yeah.
Lieutenant Commander tactical also. So a Lieutenant Commander tactical and a Lieutenant Commander science. And Ensign universal and a Lieutenant intel or engineering. Okay. That makes sense. Inertia 35 plus $5 power levels. Okay, the special console is particle conversion matrix. It's got all 4 cruiser commands. Mastery package goes with cruiser, so plus kinetic and physical damage resistance, plus hull, plus energy and radiation damage resistance, plus max HP, and then desperate repairs is the starship trait.
That's pretty.
That is pretty. That's I believe, the particle conversion matrix. The Guardian Cruiser comes equipped with the particle conversion matrix. When activated, your shields become significantly more durable, allowing them to absorb even more damage for a short time. During this time, any incoming energy weapon fire has a high chance of boosting your own energy weapon damage. This console may only be equipped on the Guardian Cruiser. So it like hardens your shields and then
Converts it incoming damage to outgoing damage.
And then the trait is Desperate Repairs. After achieving level 5 in your cruiser's Starship Mastery, you will unlock Desperate Repairs Starship trait. While this trait is slotted, each time your starship is critically hit, you will receive a Desperation counter. Immediately upon receiving a 3rd Desperation counter, you will receive a large hull and shield heal, but will unable to gain Desperation counters for a while.
Don't like that it's automatic.
Yeah.
Because if you get crit by 3 little tiny things, like, ooh, I got crit for 100.
If you're getting crit for 100, you're not going to be dying anytime soon.
Even if there's like a swarm of, well, swarmers on you.
The way the damage would... The thing is, I can take 6 to 10 swarmers on me, but I can't even take... Like, I can barely take one full-on little hook on the bottom dreadnought by myself. Yeah. The swarmers are nothing because they do such little damage.
They're nothing. They do little damage. But if they eat up my... Like, if I have swarmers on me and they eat up those charges, and I can't get any more for a while right before I get into combat with something big, like one of those...
But, for a while, it's probably like you can't get it for like 10, 15 seconds. It's not like an hour. So
I was thinking minutes.
I don't know, and maybe it's a minute, but, it's...
Valid.
Even that, it's probably the fact of, That's the Guardian class cruiser. We're gonna go a little bit faster here. Dauntless experimental science vessel. If you've seen Voyager episode, that's the Dauntless. Lieutenant Tactical, Lieutenant Commander Tactical, Lieutenant Commander Lieutenant Intel Science, Lieutenant Engineering, Commander Science. That's Lieutenant Tactical, Lieutenant Engineering, Lieutenant Intel Science, no Ensign Universal, and Lieutenant Commander Tactical. That's 6 science powers. Not 7 that I have currently. And in order to get all 6 of those science powers, you have to sacrifice your intel. Sacrifice for intel powers, which, okay, I get that, but it's just sort of like, it's probably, you know, more of an offensive ship. It makes a little bit more sense being an offensive ship. See, it's got a secondary deflector slot. I hope the free one has a secondary deflector slot. So 3 tactical, 2 engineering, 5 science. So it's definitely a science vessel. Inertia 50, subsystem targeting. What?
50?
50. So it's a particle synthesizer is its console, and its starship trait is Radiant Nanite Cloud, which I think we've talked about Radiant Nanite Cloud before. Unlock Radiant Nanite Cloud starship trait. While this trait is slotted, all hull heal bridge officers will heal for an additional 25% over 4 seconds in a 3-kilometer radius. However, the particle synthesizer is the experimental science vessel comes equipped with a particle synthesizer. This sophisticated piece of technology can project a particle synthesis beam at a distant target. This will cause you to assume the appearance of your target, and your distant target or your distant foe and its nearby friends will take on your appearance, thus causing tremendous confusion between your enemies. Additionally, a photonic decoy of your starship is created near your position to draw the attention from your enemies.
So you swap costumes with your enemy?
And everyone around them looks like you, and you look like them and have a buddy? This is the ship in the series that introduced us to Quantum Slipstream. Quickly, next to the Klingon, the Matha Raptor. Commander Tactical, Escort. Lieutenant Commander Engineering, Lieutenant Tactical, Lieutenant Universal, see? Lieutenant Universal, not Ensign Universal, and then Lieutenant Science Intel. 5 Tactical, 3 Engineering, 2 Science. See, its inertia 75. Escort.
Okay, so higher inertia is better turn rate, better stopping.
Yes. And then its special little thing, Overwhelming Force is its trait, and Heavy Disruptor Spinal Cannon.
You're not one.
Matha Raptor comes equipped with a pair of heavy disruptor spinal cannons that can lay down a sustained barrage of withering disruptor fire to any starship that enters its area of fire. Starships struck by this weapon will have their engines knocked offline briefly. This console may only be equipped on the Raptor. And the Overwhelming Force. Beam overload attacks will create a reduced radius charge particle burst at the target's location. Your high-yield torpedo attacks will create a reduced radius photonic shockwave at the location. Oh. Charge particle burst is the one that looks like gravel flies out of them in a ring. I call it a shield shredder. Because it does a ton of shield damage to all their facings, and I think to knock them out of cloak.
Okay.
I rarely ever use it because it's kind of a gravity well high. It's definitely a science power. And then photonic shockwave, same thing. But it's just a boom and knocks everything back and does kinetic damage.
So whenever you use torpedo spread, you do
high yield torpedo.
Oh, high yield torpedo. You
boom, and then it knocks, and then it does a photonic shockwave. Every time you use a beam overload, it goes poof, and then you get that shh that happens out of the enemy.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds really, really cool. Especially with the charged particle burst, if you're doing something like you're attacking a bunch of swarmers that just spawn, just beam overload, you kill one, and then do a lot of damage. It's a reduced radius, but it might still have the same power. Charged particle burst is affected by flow capacitors, by the way, because it's a shield damaging attack. Allah, Allah, Allah. You want to pronounce that?
Elal.
Elal. Warbird. It's the Romulan one. It's a battle cruiser. What do we got here? 4 front, 4 aft, 1,000 crew. So it's a cruiser. Commander Engineering, Lieutenant Science. Yeah, see, I don't know why the science vessel has an ensign. Or why the cruiser has an ensign universal. Everything else seems to have. So, Lieutenant Commander Tactical, Lieutenant Engineering, Lieutenant Science Intel, Lieutenant Universal. 5 Engineering, 2 Science, 3 Tactical. Whereas it's 45 inertia. So it's got as much inertia as, like, the Science vessel. But is a cruiser, because warbirds are meant to be nimble.
Yeah.
Romulan battle cloak can load dual cannons, destabilizing singularity projector, and then it's straight as warp shadow decoy. Destabilizing singularity projector. The lol. Lol. Warbird battlecruiser comes equipped with this. The advanced Romulan device allows a warbird to project a collapsing singularity towards a group of foes. This intense stress on the affected starship's hulls causes heavy damage and dramatically reduces their damage resistance to exotic damage. This console can only be equipped on the battlecruiser. Okay then.
So, free gravity well?
No, gravity well pulls in and does dot damage. This looks like it does a bit of damage and then gives them a damage resistance debuff to exotic damage, which would be good coupled with a gravity well, or a Tychon's Rift, or a photonic shockwave, or a charged particle burst. After reaching level, there we are. Warp shadow cloaking will cause a warp shadow to appear at near your location, causing enemy NPCs to attack your decoy instead of attacking you. When you cloak, because you have battle cloak as a Romulan, it'll create a decoy of you, which is really cool because sometimes things will still see you in cloak, and they'll still try to attack you, but if you get far enough away, you'll disappear. But if it creates the decoy, it'll immediately start attacking that. And its effect cannot occur more than once every 30 seconds. So that's the ships. And what did you think of, just how the idea of tier 6 ships are looking?
I like them. Especially just in the, how they look aspect. They're pretty.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they're doing some interesting stuff with the consoles. And I like the trait thing.
Yeah, me too. I like the mastery with the ships. There's something coming up here. It's called the Art of Specialization New Abilities, but it's not a clickable link. So that may be next week or whatnot. There's a release date for it and I already forgot what it is. Because I'm crazy. But anyways, have a fun time and keep on trekking. Hello there, it is Tuesday here on My Caffeinated Life, and I'm Dashrick, and I'm going to give you some Star Trek news today. Okay, so Aaron and I have been thinking around on the Star Trek subreddit, on Reddit. Anyways, so there has been an artist, I don't necessarily sure what defines an artist anymore, but a person that has used facial blending software to take the original crew of the Enterprise from the original series and the new reboot and then take their faces and kind of blend them together. Aaron